Hey there, folks. Santee at the Arizona Ghostwriters here. Pearl DeVere, Old West Madam. Let's check it out.
Harley, you don't suppose that, you don't think this is a whole, you don't believe it, do you?
Do I what?
Nothing.
We talk about how the West got settled in almost every video. Many factors, including prostitution, contributed to it. So, can we thank the oldest profession for the fact we have Wi-Fi?
You can do your shopping at home or play Mortal Kombat with a friend in Vietnam.
Soiled doves, women of the evening, fallen angels, painted ladies, whatever we want to call them, they usually have a boss. If you are fortunate enough to work in a brothel, then it likely was headed up by a madam. Now let me clarify. Some sex workers, like today, plied their trade in cribs or on the streets, had pimps, and were mistreated. Their treatment was pretty terrible, and many didn't have a long lifespan. Those who worked in houses of ill repute typically had a better situation. Protection and a sense of community went pretty far with these girls. The term madam actually addresses a woman in a respectful way. This is pretty telling. Madams procured and nurtured their employees, hopefully making it a better workplace. Pearl DeVere was one of these women. In 1859, Eliza Martin would be born in Evansville, Indiana. Disappointingly, there's not a lot written about her youth and 4 other siblings. In 1877, though, Eliza heads to Denver, Colorado and works as a prostitute. Yeah, age 15.
What are you looking at?
Dirty old man.
She actually told her family she was a milliner or a hat maker. Eliza was very successful in Denver, selling her services to the wealthier clientele. In 1893, America went into a 4-year economic depression called the Silver Panic. When Eliza saw this affecting Denver, she packed and moved to the boomtown of Cripple Creek, Colorado. She bought a house on Myers Avenue and opened up for business. Going by the moniker Pearl DeVere, she applied her high-class trade. Once established, she expanded and hired the most attractive women around. She outfitted them in the finest clothing and gave them monthly medical exams. This smart businesswoman knew the benefits of parading herself and her women around Cripple Creek in their Victorian finery. Obviously, this was turning the heads of men all over town. The wives of these men were not happy about this.
Your husband likes it.
And eventually, Pearl and her girls were prohibited from shopping in well-populated districts during peak hours. The city also charged a $6 monthly tax for the prostitutes and almost tripled that for Pearl. Nah, mere pennies for this thriving business. It had little effect.
I'll be fine and dandy. Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas.
In 1895, Pearl marries a successful mill owner named C.B. Flynn, and the two agreed she would continue to run her brothel. That same year, a fire destroyed a number of buildings in Cripple Creek, including Pearl's house and C.B.'s mill.
Disturbing the peace, that's what it is.
Pearl rebuilt her business, and C.B. went off to Monterrey, Mexico for work. In 1896, the Old Homestead house was opened for business. DeVere spared no expense decorating with furniture and wallpaper imported from France. The place even had bathrooms and, believe it or not, a telephone. Yeah, this lady wasn't messing around. Well, she was messing around, but not for free, if you get my drift.
Do you accept PayPal?
Holding lavish parties was part of Pearl's marketing routine, complete with caviar and champagne. On June 4, 1897, she had an argument with a wealthy client who stormed out of the house. The next morning, Pearl was found dead in her room. It was determined she died of a morphine overdose, which she did take to help her sleep. Interestingly, Miss DeVere also was not rolling in money at this time. Her sister was contacted to help pay the funeral expenses and was pretty shocked to find out that after 20 years, Eliza was not a hat maker at all, but one of the most successful whorehouse madams in the West. If you're of a mind to visit Cripple Creek, I suggest going in July so you can witness the annual Pearl DeVere Day and Bed Race. This is put on at the Old Homestead Museum on Myers Street, now dedicated to the history of the world's oldest profession.
Oh, I'm touched.
Not as much as you're gonna be.
Well, folks, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about Patreon. For $3 a month, we have behind-the-scenes, bloopers, and extra information that didn't make it in some of these videos. Yeah. All right. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on down the trail.
I knew you were from Texas.
Please tell me how you knew.
The way you smile reminds me of the one I used to know.
There's a many a rose in Texas if you're looking where they grow.
There's a cowboy back in Texas.
Well, he's really just a friend. He lived down by the Rio where the river makes a bend.
Well, you know, my Rose of Texas lives across on the other shore. So as long as they're together, we won't see them anymore.
She bought a house on Myers Avenue. Pearl DeVere, Old West Madam. Let's check her out. No, let's check it out. Subject. The subject, not, we don't want to, okay.